You are rotting on the sidelines right now. You're watching everyone else move ahead, taking what should be yours. Why? Because the sheer terror of making a single mistake has completely locked you in place. You are paralyzed. And listen to me, every single day you hesitate, you are losing ground that you will literally never get back. Staying stuck at zero? It's a choice. If you click away from this explainer right now, you are actively choosing that paralysis. But if you stay, you're going to learn the 4 brutal survival mechanics absolutely required to reclaim power over your own life. The clock is ticking, and the monster in your head is hoping you leave. Let's look at the paralyzing cost of zero. We falsely convince ourselves that we just lack talent. But the terrifying truth is, we're waiting for a courage that only appears after we take the absolute first step. Which brings us to survival mechanic number 1. Weaponize your bad days. To survive this psychological warfare, your absolute first mandate is to ruthlessly analyze your failures instead of cowering from them. Society conditions you to hide your losses, right? To feel this deep, paralyzing shame when a plan collapses. That shame is designed to keep you weak. But power belongs exclusively to those who view failure as a strict intelligence-gathering mission. A bad day isn't a tragedy. It's a free lesson showing exactly what you need to tweak for the very next attempt. Think about learning to ride a bicycle or burning a meal for the very first time. That burnt rice is never a disaster. It's simply raw data telling you to turn down the stove. It's immediate, actionable intelligence pointing directly to the flaw in your system so you can eradicate it entirely. Normal people hit a wall, they panic, and they surrender. Powerful people hit a wall, extract the tactical data from their defeat, and immediately adjust their trajectory. There is a stark, undeniable contrast between a powerless reaction and a power-focused reaction. Look at the default setting of the defeated. For them, mistakes equal failure. This immediately leads to total emotional devastation, which inevitably results in stopping dead at zero. This guarantees you become invisible. You just fade into the background while others take what is yours. Now flip that. Look at the power-focused reaction. Here, mistakes equal tweaking the plan. Instead of emotional devastation, there's only analytical adjustment. Every single failure is calculated, measured, and used for getting stronger for the next attempt. You have to stop viewing a broken plan or a rejection as some terminal flaw. Start weaponizing them as literal fuel to escalate your next attack. The data is yours to exploit, but only if you strip the emotion out of the equation and focus purely on survival. Moving to survival mechanic number 2. Physical action kills mental panic. You have to break the spiral. Because fear breeds in isolation. When you're sitting completely still, just staring at your phone in a quiet room, panic acquires a static target, you. When you stop moving, your brain turns inward. It actually begins to hunt you. It catalogs every insecurity you have and amplifies every single risk. The moment you catch your brain spiraling in that quiet room, you must realize that imagining every catastrophic failure is only feeding the panic. The silence is a weapon. Your own imagination is being leveraged against you to keep you immobilized. You are feeding the monster with your stillness. You've got to disrupt this cycle immediately by moving your hands and feet. Here is the strict protocol to break that spiral. Step 1. Catch the mental spiral. Recognize the exact second your mind starts building catastrophe. Step 2. Force one small physical task. And step 3. Punch fear in the mouth. Go clean your room. Write the very first sentence of that job application. Make that awkward phone call. It absolutely does not matter what the task is. So why does this work? Because moving your physical body violently cuts off fear's power at the neurological level. It forces your brain to process immediate physical reality instead of hallucinated future disasters. It hijacks your nervous system back from the brink of terror. Completing just one small aggressive physical action completely shatters the paralysis. It's a life-or-death tactical mission to reclaim absolute control over your own body. Now for survival mechanic number 3, the harsh reality. Nobody is coming for you. Beating overthinking gets your body moving, but to sustain this massive momentum, you have to stop waiting for outside salvation. This is the hardest pill you're going to swallow today. The cavalry is not coming. There is no rescue team. You are entirely alone on this battlefield. Burn this quote into your subconscious. Nobody is coming to build your life for you. Waiting for someone else to hand you the keys to your future is a guaranteed fatal trap. Think about what happens when you wait for a savior. You waste years, it keeps you broke, it keeps you bored, It slowly, methodically drains the ambition straight from your veins until you are left with absolutely nothing but deep, inescapable regret. Let's talk about the lethal traps of inaction. These are the danger zones that will utterly destroy your momentum. Waiting for perfect weather, hoping for a rich relative to save you, relying on some lucky break, needing a friend's permission to just start. Listen to me, these are not strategies. These are pathetic excuses cleverly disguised as patience. Every single second you spend dwelling in these traps is a second you are bleeding out your own potential. You must mock these excuses. You must rely exclusively on your own hands and your own brain. Because when you finally accept that your survival rests entirely on your own back, a massive shift occurs. No external threat can ever control you again. You stop seeking permission. Absolute self-reliance equals absolute power. This leads us directly to survival mechanic number 4, destroying the imaginary monster by testing reality. Even after you take charge, your brain is going to actively try to sabotage you. It creates giant, paralyzing monsters out of tiny, totally insignificant problems. It will catastrophize every possible outcome just to keep you safely locked inside your comfort zone. Notice the massive disparity here. 95% of the consequence of a rejection is entirely imagined. Only 5% is actual consequence. You convince yourself that applying for a job and getting turned down will ruin your life. You literally believe the rejection will fundamentally destroy you. But that massive 95% consequence, it's a hostile hallucination. It is an engineered nightmare designed by your own mind to paralyze you. Put your foot on the ground. The only way to execute this imaginary monster is to drag your fears out of the dark corners of your mind and force them into the harsh, unforgiving light of reality. You have to test your ideas in the real world. Send the application. Launch the small business. Ask the terrifying question. Think about the exact moment you hit send on that application. The suspense builds, your heart pounds, right? But the absolute second the action is taken, the monster loses its grip. The hallucination shatters upon contact with the real world. Action forces the universe to give you an answer. When the imaginary monster collides with real facts, the outcome is always exactly the same. Receiving a real no is never as painful as the devastating hallucination your mind created in the shadows. Sure, the rejection might sting, but it stings for a fraction of a second. The immense relief of finally knowing the truth completely overpowers it. And more importantly, that real no arms you. It gives you concrete facts to build upon. You stop guessing. You stop trembling in the dark. Facts become your absolute armor. You start adapting, moving, and attacking based on hard, undeniable reality. And that brings us to the final reality check. Never stop moving. All 4 of these tactical shifts reveal one undeniable truth. Fear is a coward. It can only bully you inside the confines of your own imagination. It has absolutely no physical substance. It cannot stop your hands. It cannot stop your feet. It only possesses the power you willingly surrender to it. But here is the chilling reality. The fear never dies. It only waits for you to stop. You have to stop waiting for the path ahead to look completely safe, because that safety is a lethal illusion. The exact moment you stop taking real-life action, the fear will immediately tighten its grip around your throat again. It stalks you in the shadows of your own hesitation, always watching, always waiting for a single moment of weakness. So the monster is waiting for your decision. Will you take the first step today, or will you let fear lock you in place forever? Make your move right now, or accept that you will remain stuck at 0, entirely forgotten forever.